The sun rises and the drum beat can be heard, and we get excited. Then we rise to the call that leads us to a journey into South Nigeria.
Through the sounds that echoes from the drum, we traveled through the tropical rainforest, from mangroves at the coast to the evergreen tall trees, from one location to another to find a group of people. Oh, we had a blast off the water. Everyone is happy. We can't stop our reach. Our reach won't stop.
Let's beat the drum together as everyone follows. Oh, welcome, Agbalagba. Welcome, Isotoyo.
We are on a mission to reach a group of people in hard-to-reach coastal South Nigeria to educate, empower by providing the needed care to populations deprived of essential health care and social amenities.
The theme of this outreach is No Child Left Behind, and in doing this we need to go into those places, that those populations that are seemingly neglected, because there's really no health services in this community. There's no health post, there's no, the closest health posts to some of these communities are like 2 hours away. So despite the challenges of getting to these destinations, we are undeterred. We had to go on water for almost an hour, but when we got there, we were received by the community. They were very excited. We had meetings with the stakeholders, the chiefs, and they were really happy that we had to come all the way, because they are already feeling like left behind in the scheme of things. If you look at the community, there's no basic infrastructure, there's no water source for them, there's no health post, there's no school. We're just using this as an opportunity to also speak to the authority that despite the fact that these people are in the creeks, they should not be forgotten.
The 2018 Nigeria HIV/AIDS Indicator and Impact Survey states that the HIV prevalence for Akwa Ibom State is at 5.5% and 2.0% for Cross River State in South Nigeria. Living in a family or community affected by HIV/AIDS could have a negative impact in many ways. Our team has interacted with communities and key stakeholders in finding solutions to harmful and cultural practices that contribute to the spread of HIV/AIDS.
Given the fact that your community is across the water, it is often very easy for people to forget people that are in this locality.
We are very passionate about serving you, but we cannot serve you if you don't help us to serve you better.
Close to 14 years now. We have a lot of challenges, a lot of predicaments, and the mortality rate in this place is high as a result of distance from hospital. So, knowing that we have come, we have to be very, very happy. So we can live far. If there's anything we can do to make sure we support this program, will do it. If there's any way people can center your presence in this place, we'll be happy. Very, very happy.
You see, Agbalagba is the oldest community in this Ofutom nation. The oldest and the largest even. In population, we are the largest. But we have very many challenges. We have challenges, such like health. Let me start with health. We're supposed to have an hospital, but the health center we are having here is not even taken care of.
We get challenges concerning drinking water and hospital. Mostly, we doesn't get general hospital here. Before we reach to hospital, when we get problem, it's about 2 hours before we reach to Okorite community, which is our headquarters in our local government.
In response to epidemic control, CCCRN, It's the One project, continues to deploy an integrated approach to ensure access to healthcare and social services for all beneficiaries, particularly among children infected and affected by HIV, to saturate the creeks and hard-to-reach communities through a total coverage saturation approach.
Go do check-ups, we go talk to what we can see we get different people where go do different things for this.
The sole goal of ending the HIV epidemic by achieving 95% of case finding, that is finding those who are HIV positive to test them and linking at least 95% of that population to treatment and ensuring that 95% of them are virally suppressed to make sure that new HIV infections are completely controlled to very minimal points.
This is our commitment to provide services where all the components of the Vulnerable Children Program are intertwined with HTS ART initiation and full delivery of other OVC components of It's One.
On the HICSA-1 project in the healthy domain, we continue to bridge the gap within the healthcare needs of the vulnerable children that we serve in the indigent household. We also deploy an integrated approach to improve access to healthcare needs of these vulnerable children, and we do this through clinical and non-clinical support, which is one of what we are doing today.
In addressing malnutrition, we took our nutrition services to the community with strategies to prevent malnutrition and improve nutrition assessment, nutrition education, and practical food demonstration sessions. In most communities, dietary intake was limited due to traditional crops and inappropriate diet, and sometimes because of the level of poverty and then poor water and sanitation hygiene practices. We look at the whole nutrition needs in these communities. We examine the community as a whole to determine the nutritional status of children and families. We provide nutrition education and counseling support to those that are in need, like those that are already malnourished. And then we linked them up to different cooking sessions where they will go and learn different ways of cooking nutritious diets. You could also see men participating and even children in the cooking sessions. It's an interesting cooking sessions that brings the whole community together where no one is left behind, even in cooking. So the men are not left out. The cooking session involves the men as a direct support also to their wives or to the women in the community. It encourages men to see the benefit of providing for their family. Cooking together is a great way to connect with each other and have fun while we eat.
Mabi temendi ana frefre wengon mini tangboro moto afefe mo sinye ntogo yen na yin sinamaru so kuro famini ntogo yin gufong mo jemboro ke tonie.
We held local community discussion on household economic strengthening. We discussed challenges, strengths, and potential strategies to reduce the vulnerability of families and to empower them to provide for the essential needs of their children and family.
So we look at two things. We look at how money comes into the households and how this money will enter household they come out. We also look at how food they enter household and how we go do say food, make food not scarce for our house. That the things what we they talk about and they walk around with that.
In strengthening the community to address gender norms and gender-based violence, step to increase gender awareness that govern the behavior of girls, boys, women and men in the community was addressed during the discussions.
If you give your woman girl pikin, now that one you go bring them out, give you. If you give them man pikin, now that one you go bring out and give to you. And even this day says, all of us don't know, say, if you even train woman, you give that man opportunity. Women now, they do all kinds of things. Where men they do, not be so.
The community system strengthening component of CCCRN, ITSA 1, is engaging local leaders and stakeholders in the community with the ability to affect conditions and outcomes that matter to the people.
The community improvement team are members of this community that we are inaugurating today, and their role will be to protect and care for the children in this community. In so many communities, there are community development unions, but most of the time those people care for the larger community. But this specific group, which we have inaugurated today in this community, will just be so responsible for children. So they will look at their community, what are the issues in their community, and discuss it in this meeting, and also proffer solutions by themselves.
Community connections that give children a sense of belonging and help them to develop physically, emotionally, health-wise, and to have access to basic educational materials and clothing needs were discussed and provided.
As you can see all around, a lot is going on here. Multiple services are going on at the same time, which is in line with the USAID goal that we should be able to reach children with multiple services through one single contact. So one of the things we have in place is to ensure that in addition to the services that are being provided, we also have plans for follow-up, plans for sustainability to be able to ensure that there are ongoing services beyond this outreach.
The team had a play date with the children, making participation fun. Our team has achieved many successes here to make sure no child is left behind.
I thank USAID and CCCRN for bringing this kind of program for us.
We are grateful to have this kind of awareness campaign, sensitization to their community level. There are people who come out in mass like this to come and attend to this kind of occasion. We are grateful.
And when the sun sets, it's evening. We are reminded by the sound of the drum that echoes far, speaks the language of farewell, and it's time to go.
We enjoyed the boat ride, and it was a memorable experience.
We can't forget you. Our pledge is that we leave no child behind.